I am Robin Case, Library Media Specialist, in the way that I interact with students and in the way that I converse with them. I try to build a rapport with students over time. I don't teach them lessons in a classroom setting the same way that other teachers do. And so when I see them, much more of what I do with them is on a one-on-one basis. I talk with them very much as individuals. And so that involves getting to know them a little bit, and when they have questions, really taking their questions seriously and showing them that I care about what it is that they're thinking and trying to tune into what's going on in their mind. I make a concerted effort to show respect for their mind. I want students to feel comfortable and safe coming to me with questions. It's easy when you ask a question to feel vulnerable. So I want to make sure that they feel safe looking for the information they want. I try to get times where I can come into their classes when they're working on a particular project. So I try to collaborate with the teachers in an effort to be able to work with the students. If they don't know me as well, if they haven't had as many interactions with me, then that gives me an opportunity to interact with them in a setting they're already comfortable with in their classroom. Collaborating with teachers in order to be able to work with the students is super helpful for me. I'm kind of working with them as a class and giving them a general framework for, okay, when you start a research project, you'll start here and you want to think about what do you know already and what can you use from that to find out a little bit more. It's a lot of giving them that information as a class and then letting them do it and ask questions as they come along. When I do a lesson with students, I try to make it very active so that I start out by a short lecture-ish thing, where I have a little presentation and give them the basics, and then they do something. And then as they're doing that, then they can ask questions, having the opportunity for the students feeling safe and like they have the chance to ask those questions. Like space has been made for that. Like they're encouraged to. But working with them to get to that point where we find what they want requires them feeling safe enough to be vulnerable with me to ask those questions and to get them wrong and to know that I'm not going to laugh at them. That's developed over time because I had to figure out what books worked and what didn't sometimes. I do kind of have certain ones that for each grade level, there are certain books that bring about discussions, and those discussions start out sort of simply. And then as we go along, it starts to get a little more complex.